Om Shanti. Greetings of peace to one and all assembled here. Let's start today's session with Sam's story. So, Sam is an established actor and he is provided the role of Alexander the Great in a drama. Now, on the sets of drama, he wears the costume of Alexander the Great. He walks, talks, and behaves like Alexander the Great. And that's very fine, right? But when the shoot is over and he comes back home, he still behaves, walks, and talks like Alexander the Great. Now, you can imagine how his family must be feeling. Of course, his family is perplexed and the situation is very chaotic. If I ask you what, according to you, is the reason for all this chaos, the answer is very simple. It is the forgetfulness of the original identity by Sam. Now take a minute, and what if I told you that this story is not of Sam but is of each one of you sitting here? You are bewildered, aren't you? You don't believe me, do you? I was in a similar state of mind like you are now when I came across a striking, beautiful phrase which I could not really sink in. The phrase said, "You are not human beings." Imagine it said, "You are not human beings with spiritual experience, but you are spiritual beings with human experience." Now, very striking, right? I couldn't sink in this phrase till I joined Brahma Kumaris, an international organization which was established in India in 1937 by Dada Lekhraj, aiming at personal transformation through the ancient technique of Raj Yoga meditation. Now, in this 7-day introductory course offered by this institute has its branches across 110 countries across the globe. So, this 7-day introductory course offered by this institute is an experiential learning, wherein the first chapter is knowing the self. Who am I? Yeah. So, the first chapter is knowing the self. Who am I? Do you even need to know this? What do you think? Yeah, let me ask you, if your head is paining, what would you say? Of course, my head is paining. If your hand is fractured, you would say, my hand is fractured. You didn't say, I head is paining or, I hand is fractured. You said my. When you are saying my, it means you are a separate entity and this is a separate entity. So if I was different from my head and who actually am I? The question becomes more prominent, right? So the answer is simple. The answer is I am. Yeah, the Orientalist called it Atma or soul, but the Westerners call it energy or consciousness. So I am an energy. Now you would want to know, how do I appear or how do I look? The answer is, I am a shining star. I look like a sparkling, dazzling diamond. Another question that may arise in your mind is, where am I situated? I am situated here at the center of the forehead. And sitting there, I control this body just like, a driver controls the car. Or because we are living in the era of technology, we can understand by this analogy. Like a chip controls the computer system or a robo I, the energy, the point of light, the shining star, the sparkling, dazzling diamond situated at the center of the forehead, control this entire body, right? Just like the chip, operating or controlling the computer system or a robot. Then, just like a computer is made up of hardware as well as software, likewise, this body is also made up of software in the form of your feelings, your emotions, your values, your virtues, and hardware in the form of your physical organs. So, you know, I operate through three faculty. Now, which are these three faculty? The first one being my mind. Now, the function of the mind is to create thoughts and to feel the emotions, right? To create thoughts and to feel the emotions. The second faculty is intellect, the brain, which takes decision and which creates visuals. The third faculty is sanskars or the impressions. They are the repeatedly run programs which go on autopilot mode. Like the software instructs the hardware in a operating system, in a computer system. I, the energy, operate through these three faculties whose name and functions we just saw. And using this three faculty, I run these physical organs. Right? Interesting, isn't it? Then, like I, the soul, have there are some inbuilt folders in our systems. Likewise, I, the energy, possess 7 inbuilt folders. They are: first is Sukh, that is happiness; Shanti, that is peace; Prem, love; Anand, bliss; Pavitrata, purity; Shakti, power; Gyan, knowledge. So I operate through these 7 innate virtues or qualities, the fundamental qualities of the soul, or you can call it in terms of the technical analogy, the 7 inbuilt folders. Now, just like there is a possibility that the files of your systems get corrupted due to bugs, mismanagement, etc. Likewise, the soul gets corrupted mainly because of 5 bugs. The bugs, they are very interesting. It is lust, anger, ego, greed, and attachment. These 5 bugs are they corrupt our system, because of which we are unable to operate through these 7 innate folders. Yeah. So, this is who am I? A very interesting realization, right? But as I mentioned, this learning is an experiential learning, meaning just knowing is not enough. You need to experience this, because you have often heard people saying that I may forget what she said to me, but I'll never forget how she made me feel, right? Likewise, we humans forget what we have heard or what we have been told, but we never forget what we have felt. So, experiencing your true self, your original identity, with its 7 innate beautiful virtues, is an experience that you cherish for the lifetime. You never really forget this, right? Now, if you're wondering, fine, I came to know this, but how does this help? Of course, this makes me realize that this body is just a costume I have been offered to play the role in this world drama cycle on the world stage, and more importantly, the position I have been holding, the name, the gender, the nationality, the qualification, the designation that I have been recognizing myself all this while do not actually belong to me but belong to this role which I am required to play in this world dramas cycle on the world stage. If you are still wondering, how does even this help? Yeah, so the answer lies in Sam's story. What was the reason for all the chaos in Sam's story? It was the forgetfulness of his original identity. Likewise, because we have forgotten our original identity, our life is full of chaos, isn't it? The chaos reflects in the form of lack of perfect health, lack of mental stability, lack of harmonious relationships. Now, with this learning and this realization, you just, start. Of course, this does require practice, but then with practice, when you are shifted from body consciousness to soul consciousness, you start radiating the virtues of the soul, all around. And what are they? They are very beautiful. They are love, peace. So you are, peaceful. You actually, understand either way I am a beautiful point of light, a beautiful soul. Everyone around me is also, a beautiful, pure energy. And hence you stop questioning their behavior, their, unpleasant behavior. You just understand the reason they are behaving the way they are behaving. The reason is because that is their role, on the world stage in this world drama cycle. So you accept their role without questioning why they are behaving the way they are behaving. So don't you think major conflict and distress that we feel in our mind is due to the unpleasant scenes of life? Now you realize that all the scenes of life are the scenes of a drama, and you did not react in every situation. And the reason people are behaving the way they are is because they have been allotted that role in the drama. So this gives you a lot of acceptance for the unpleasant scenes of life, for the unpleasant behavior that is thrown to you. So don't you think that is so liberating? Yes, of course it is liberating. And when you are performing on a stage, do you look at others? No, that will spoil your performance, right? You simply don't see, if you were participating in a group dance, you don't simply see the steps, of the other dancers beside you, though it is a group dance. You just focus on your steps so that you are able to perform well. And when you are performing well, others tune in to your step. Even if they have forgotten their steps in between, they tune into your steps and they also, are able to dance well, and the show goes fine. The entire performance goes well. Similar is the case here. You don't really look at others, but you just look at yourself and you keep reminding yourself that I am a beautiful soul, and the only folder, the inbuilt folder I possess is of love, is of peace, and hence these are the only virtues that I need to radiate. And when you actually start radiating this virtues, don't you think the first person to benefit from this would be your own self, because you will be gaining perfect health? Why? Because all cells of your body will start healing through this, beautiful vibrational energy of love and peace. So, yes, the first person to benefit is your own self. You are gifted perfect health. Of course, because all the questions like who, why, how, they are put to an end. There is a full stop to them because you understand this is a drama and that is the role allotted to them. The scenes around are also belonging to the scenes of drama. So when you start, observing things like this, you are a detached observer and you don't react at every situation, but you respond wisely, right? And you don't get influenced by, the negativities around, but you are able to influence them with your, innate nature. So don't you think this will grant you mental stability, and because you are a beacon of love and peace, it will harmonize your relationships automatically, right? Also, I realize after learning all this, who am I? And rather than learning, knowing, and experiencing, I realize that I am very powerful. Why? Because I possess divine intellect. How does it help me? It gives me the power of choice. Yeah. So, what power of choice? The power to choose my thoughts, actions, and behavior. My words, action, and behavior, and more importantly, my thoughts. So, once my thoughts are aligned to my original identity, to my true self, to soul consciousness, I really shift from the victim mentality and become the master. I become the controller and I take the power back. I have the power to choose. This power of choice is so liberating because I am no longer a victim. I realize I have the power to choose everything really very wisely based on the divine intellect. What is Raj Yoga meditation? The word Raj means Raja, that is ruler, that is the king of all my physical senses, and those three we studied in the three faculties through which I the soul operate: mind, intellect, and impressions. So these are the subtle energies of our body. So, of course, I'm the ruler, the master, the controller of these three faculties, the subtle faculties, and also of my physical senses. So, Raj Yoga meditation is making oneself the master of mind. How beautiful that sounds, right? The controller of my mind. No? And Raj Yoga. Yoga means connection. Now, after knowing who am I need to understand now who am I also we understood from the analogy of an operating system, a computer system or a robot, right? So if we understand on the same analogy, you need to, charge the batteries of these, technical gadgets, these, computer systems, these robots, everything. You need to charge them. So after knowing who am I need to know that I need to time and again periodically charge myself. But how do I charge myself? The way I charge my gadgets is I connect them to a source of energy, and the energy flows and it is charged. Likewise, I, the soul, the energy, connect myself to the supreme soul or the supreme energy, who is also my supreme parent. I connect to my supreme parent and I charge myself, right? So, Raj Yoga is Raj meaning controller, being the master of the mind. Now they say mind is your best friend when you master it, but is your worst enemy when you are a slave to it. But Raj Yoga shifts you from that slave and victim mode to the master and controlling mode. But this is achieved by establishing the yoga, meaning the connection with the powerhouse, with the supreme energy, with the supreme soul, who is, my supreme parent. Now, a question may arise in your mind. How does the supreme parent look? Of course, the parent and the child resemble each other. So, the way I am a point of light, even he is a point of light. My supreme parent is also a point of light. And like I have those seven innate virtues or the qualities or the inbuilt folders, the supreme energy or the supreme soul or my supreme parent also possess those seven virtues. But the difference is in magnitude. The difference is that I am bliss, but he is the ocean of bliss. I am peace, but he is the ocean of peace. I am pure, but he is ever pure. He is the ocean of purity. So he possesses exactly the same seven, qualities or virtues, but the difference is in magnitude. He's just an ocean, he's just unlimited. And that is the reason I can actually connect to him and charge myself whenever I see myself, depleting in my virtues of love, peace, etc. How interesting, isn't it? Nobody told you these, so far that even we can be charged. And connecting to the right charger, we can actually fill ourselves with this, divine qualities. Don't you think a person with all these virtues would actually seem very divine? He won't appear like an ordinary human being, but he will appear like a deity himself. Yeah. So that is Raj Yoga meditation, a journey of moving from gross to subtle, that is from the physical self to the metaphysical self, the energy, and from moving from human to divine, becoming the deity, transforming from worshipper to the worshipper. Yeah, so it's a beautiful journey, and yes, there are many things to know about it, but just the introductory course will help you know the fundamentals, knowing the self, which has so many benefits like we just saw. Then, secondly, why are we not able to, behave according to our seven innate folders? Is those five bugs. Now, if you want to fix these five bugs who have corrupted our systems, we need to time and again charge ourselves. When we charge ourselves with the supreme energy of the divine, we can get rid of anger, lust, ego, greed, attachment, and we will be then able to actually just behave or radiate those beautiful seven qualities which will actually elevate our frequencies from an ordinary human being to a divine deity. Yeah, so this beautiful journey is Raj Yoga meditation. Yeah, and being experiential learning, you really enjoy this journey, you experience this, and also knowing the Supreme Parent, you connect to Him time and again. You can experience every relationship of the world with that Supreme Parent, and life becomes really super beautiful, right? So, yeah, this course is worth, exploring, worth experiencing. It is the most beautiful thing that will ever happen to you when you will actually explore this course. But as of now, let's sit comfortably and close your eyes and relax all your body parts. Let loose all your body parts and start breathing deeply. Take long, deep breaths. Bring all your awareness to these long, deep breaths and try feeling the air that you are inhaling and exhaling, the air that is touching your nostrils. Just try feeling it. And while you are trying this, ask yourself, who is it that is trying to feel this breath? The answer is I, the energy, the shining star, the point of light, the sparkling, dazzling diamond. And while you say that, visualize a picture of this point of light, the shining star, the sparkling, dazzling diamond at the center of your forehead, and bring all your awareness to the center of your forehead and try to experience your existence there. Try to just feel it. Yes. And while you are trying to feel this presence of yours, your true original self, remind yourself, I am peace. I belong to the ocean of peace. And hence, I always radiate peace all around. Whatever is the situation around me, I am peace. Hence, I peacefully respond over reacting. Also, remind myself, remind yourself that I am love, for I am the child of ocean of love. When people are not really kind to me around, I just, connect to my supreme parent who is the ocean of love, and I, you know, refill myself with all the divine love, with all the pure love, with the unconditional love. And by doing this, not only is my thirst of unconditional love quenched, but because I am so abundant with this divine, pure, unconditional love, I am now ready to radiate it to the world around. And this makes me beacon of love. It also makes me beacon of peace because I respond peacefully to every situation around me. Also remind yourself that I am powerful. I chose my every action, word, and behavior. And more importantly, I choose my every thought. They say think before you speak, but I practice think before you think because I ensure that my every thought is based on only my seven inbuilt folders, my seven innate virtues or qualities of bliss, love, peace. So, yeah, I am powerful and I choose my every thought and action. And this gentle reminder actually makes me a beacon of peace and love and gives me the power back. So, this is beautiful. Just experience your power, just experience this peace, and just visualize yourself as a beacon of love who has just got recharged with from the ocean of love. And with all these beautiful feelings, now slowly open your eyes. Om Shanti.